Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Donahue. How are you? So, it was in my heart to pop on again today to connect with each and every one of you because it is September 6th. Holy cow. We all know that, right? And so, the reason why it was in my heart to take a few minutes and connect with each and every one of you is I'm thinking about the immune system and I am thinking about how we can support the immune system stepping into the fall season, into the winter season when we see a lot of viruses and flus and possibly suppressed immune systems because the truth is October, those of you that celebrate Halloween, starts the slippery slope of blood sugars. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about that. So, when we step into October, it's like Halloween, then we're stepping into and those of you in Canada that are on, like wherever you're on right now, please share with me where you're at and drop it in the comments. And even I go back and read the comments after this, right? So in Canada as well, like their harvesting starts in October. That's when you have your Canadian Thanksgiving, and then that's when like the eating fiends begin, and then we have Halloween followed by the US Thanksgiving, followed by Christmas if you celebrate it. And I know some individuals celebrate Hanukkah, some don't, so I'm not sure the spiritual piece, but I just want to share. Then we're stepping into the new year, and then when the new year happens, it's like, okay, it's time for me to lose weight, it's time for me to get on track. It's like, because I'm bloated from the holidays, I've gained weight, my jeans aren't fitting, I'm exhausted at work, whatever the reason is. And what I want to do is I want to set you up for success so that you love the body that you're living in, right? Because that's what's important. That's what God put us on this earth for, like the abundance, the positive energy, and anything that comes our way. If we're feeling good inside internally, then externally we shine. I remember back in the day when I was in my 20s and I was healing and I was losing weight and getting rid of my depression. And it was like what I call sloughing off. And I was releasing it and getting my thyroid in check. And I lost 60 pounds. And people would look at me and say, "You're brighter, you're more energetic. Like, what are you doing? I see that you've lost weight, but your skin you're lit up. It's not as like yellow toned or blue toned." And I was like, wow, people really notice. And the truth is, with that, is that as I was eating healthier and feeling better and getting in the vegetables and the fiber, and my metabolism was functioning, like I just looked and felt better. So I showed up differently. So I want that for you to be able to live in your body and love what you're doing every single day, right? Maybe not every day. We all have mishaps, or Mercury's in retrograde, or, we're being set up for like more COVID, or this person has this virus, or unfortunately, we're dealing with death and dying around us. And all of that can be better managed if we're emotionally grounded. So, I wanted to talk about today like 7 ways that can really affect our immune system by eating sugar. Many individuals don't realize that an increased amount of sugar in your body increases inflammation, suppresses the immune system from functioning at its capacity, and then it doesn't allow you to heal. And I will be honest that I truly, from my 18 years in clinical practice and working with patients, until I get an individual's sugar under control, meaning the amount of sugar that they're consuming, and less inflammation going on, can I truly get to the root cause of the patient, like from my heart? Like, I am the root cause doctor. Like, I want to figure out, why is your illness causing you dis-ease? Emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally. Like, that's true natural medicine. And the truth is like, I have medicinals all around me to use, that God put on this earth for us to use, whether it's food, whether it's herbal medicine, whether it's garlic as an immune support or onions for immune support. And next week, I want to teach like ways that you can actually keep these tools on hand to build a really strong immune system for yourself. Because we don't always need to take a medicine or a pharmaceutical to actually heal. Like, our body is so powerful. It's called the innate ability for the body to heal itself when giving it the nutrients and herbs that it needs to get to the other side. And then there's a time and place for medicine. And it could be higher medicinals. I'm not sure what your diagnosis is, but today I want to focus on how sugar can really affect your brain. It can really affect your gut. You hear me talk a lot about gut brain health. And if you're eating an abundant of processed foods, genetically modified foods in the grocery store that our bodies can't digest, you're not giving your cell the health that it needs. And that's when your immune system gets suppressed. So, if we think about one of the ways that sugar has a detrimental effect on the immune system, is we have white blood cells in our system. And these white blood cells, what responds to an infection? I'm staying very high level here. So if anybody's on that's a nurse or a doctor, I'm speaking to the masses that may not have a medical background. So after you're consuming a high amount of sugar, then the ability of the white blood cells to combat bacteria can be reduced for several hours. So, this makes you more vulnerable to infections if your immune system is suppressed. And if you're somebody that eats an abundant amount of sugar daily to live on, for your energy to get through the day, whatever that reason is, then you're actually consistently suppressing your immune system with the white blood cell. Let's talk about inflammation. So, diets that are high in sugar, genetically modified foods, you can get chronic low grade inflammation. So, inflammation is your friend. Like, when you cut yourself and you bleed or you hurt yourself, like, we send all the cells to that area and it becomes inflamed. Like, if you twist your ankle or fall on your hand or you look at your finger and it swells, that's inflammation. So, it's a natural defense mechanism. But when it is chronic, it can damage your healthy tissues and your cells over a long period of time. Hence, chronic fatigue syndrome, hence fibromyalgia, which are catch all diagnoses. But I believe, as many practitioners believe in my field, that inflammation is the precursor to so many health issues, up to and including autoimmune diseases, which I look at chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia as that, right? So, if you're feeling inflamed, dropped inflamed in the comment. Maybe you get to look at like what your sugar intake is, because all of our bodies are different. You all know that I customize treatment plans for you. And so maybe you're somebody that can have like a half a cup of quinoa and a half a cup of rice and some crackers throughout the day, and your body does okay with that. But maybe you're an individual, your body doesn't do okay with that. See, the truth is that I just gave you good quality food that's not genetically modified. Let's talk about it being organic, and even oatmeal could be another option. Those are whole foods. But whole foods and too much in an abundant structure, your body looks at it as sugar. So if you're already inflamed and then you're eating those quality foods as simple sugars, that can cause inflammation as well. And that's what gets very confusing when I work with patients in that arena. They're like, but Dr. Donahue, I'm eating rice. That's a really good food, right? I'm eating quinoa. That's a really good food, right? Yes, it is a whole food, but your body may already be crying out that it's inflamed, right? So it's fine. It's fine tuning that place so that you're not inflaming and you're not suppressing the immune system. The other piece I talk about, which I just mentioned briefly, is the gut brain axis, the gut microbiome disruption. Sugar, especially refined sugars and white sugars and like even maple syrups, they can affect the balance of the good and the bad bacteria in the gut because we have what we call good neighbors and bad neighbors. And your immune system, the healthy gut microbiome plays a crucial role in your immune function. So if you have an imbalance in the gut, like when you eat, you feel bloated, or when you eat, you feel exhausted, or you can't put your jeans on afterwards. So an imbalance in this ecosystem can actually lead to a weaker immune system. The gut is your largest immune system. And so if we eat too much sugar, we're suppressing it. So the other thing is an increased overweight or obesity. I don't love the word obesity. It's just, it just feels so negative to me, especially when everyone's like, be on a diet, you're obese, your height to weight ratio, you're showing obese, but you could be complete muscle, right? Or not. I don't know. But if you have high sugar consumption, that can contribute to weight gain. And that weakens your immune system and it makes it harder, again, what I talked about in number 1, for the white blood cells to fend off infections. So again, like if you're hearing me, it's all about the right balance for your body. Hormonal imbalances, if you have a hormone, we're talking insulin here because there's so many hormones, but so many people throw hormone imbalance, like female hormones, testosterone, like progesterone, estrogen, but really like cortisol and insulin resistance and other metabolic changes that can actually interfere with the immune system's ability to function. And so it's really, again, important to figure out what works for you. So my last one, and hopefully you're all getting it, and please feel free to drop a message in the chat if you have questions, is oxidative stress. So we have reactive oxygen species, which cause oxidative stress in the cells. This oxidative stress can actually damage your cells and weaken your immune system and ability to become a defense against pathogens that are coming your way. So the right amount of sugar intake is not harmful if you're not already inflamed, but a chronic amount of a chronic amount of consumption, especially of like white sugars and refined sugars and genetically modified foods, can lead to so many health issues. And I want you to have a really strong immune system coming into fall. And it's so like, I don't think people really realize, because our brain, we're getting almost like a dopamine hit by eating sugar. And so we want more. And it's actually like end up what we're living on, right? And so I'm always saying, like, look at your fats, look at your proteins, right? And like your vegetables, a rainbow of vegetables, all that micronutrient status that you're getting from your vegetables, right? But our country is living on sugar-laden foods. And it breaks my heart. Like, actually, it brings tears to my eyes. And if we're going to step into this next season of health for you and not say, like, Dr. Donahue, come January, I'll deal with my health. Don't do that to yourself. Because every little small habit you change, every little label that you read, every small thing that you do to get to better health, you can wake up in the morning and change. Or if you had a meal that was sugary for lunch, say, I mean, some of you on the West Coast are just having lunch right now. Then your next snack or dinner, don't beat yourself up. But if you're not feeling like your best self, start to look at your sugar intake. And I speak to my patients every day about this. Like I said in the beginning, if patients are inflamed and they have high insulin and high blood sugar and, cholesterol, it's a sugar problem, it's not a fat problem, then until I get those numbers under control for my patients, will they start to see like they're less bloated, like they are feeling better, they're not inflamed. And guess what? By doing all that, my whole reason for going live right now, by doing all that, then they're actually stepping into health and they're actually strengthening their immune system. You see, sugar is addictive. It's more addictive than cocaine. And sugar is not your friend at times. It's not your friend. So though, if you are somebody that is on here and you are addicted to sugar or you're watching the replay, reach out and connect with me, because it's the small tweaks that, we're doing. The other thing that I want to share is I am going to be having speakers and leaders and high performers in a summit that I'm starting the next couple months that is going to talk about unlocking your addiction to sugar so that you get to start to love the body that you live in every single day. Because God put us on this earth to be joyful, to be abundant, and to be healthy. And we as humans are the ones that are like addicted to this stuff in the grocery store and eating too much sugar. And so I want to prep you so that you have peace for your body going forward into the holidays. So keep your eyes and ears open for that, because we will post it on social media. If you're on my email list, we'll post it on there. And if you need support between now and then, I'm going to be talking a lot about sugar addiction on my Pocket Doc. And so many people are loving it. Let me pop it up there, joinpocketdoc.com. And that's a low entry barrier for you to step in. I think it's like $247 a month, a low entry barrier for you to get messages from me, for you to hear my clinical voice in your ear twice a week, and then jump on a live once a month with me to actually ask questions. And so I created this a couple months ago and people are absolutely loving it. Not everybody's showing up for the live, but they're sending me messages like, wow, I never thought of this. Like when it came to sugar, I never thought of this when it came to food, or I wasn't sure. Or my doctor said like my diet had nothing to do with like my illness, like, and those sorts of things just like drive me crazy. So I'm going to close now because I don't like my live to go very long. I want you to like get your best bang for your buck. But hopefully this is helpful for all of you that are listening right now. And if you need support, just go ahead and drop support in the messages and my team will pick up and get to me. If you want to join pocketdoc.com and you want to get on the website and see what it's about, then please do that. It's amazing. I love all of you. I show up for you because really it brings tears to my eyes that all of us are sick. 1 in 4 people in our country have chronic disease. Let that sink in. 1 in 4 people have chronic disease. And I'm sure it's from the food that we're eating and what we're being taught to eat. And I don't want that for you. I don't point, but I don't want that for you. So that's why I'm pointing. I want you to be able to show up and be the healthiest version of yourself, to be in peak performance as you lead your life every single day. I love you guys. Thank you for those that showed up live. Thank you for those that are watching the replay, and keep your eye open for Health Mastery for Leaders. I'll see you soon. God bless you. So much love.